Hello, and we are starting week 3 in our online course of Bread and Circuses. This is the Newman Studies Program course that is a creative spirit component for your general education. The first formal paper is due this week. So I thought I'd come to you for a moment and just go over some of the preliminary issues there. So here we are at our Blackboard course, and I have gone to the weekly course content area. So go back to folder 1, as you know, and if you get into this folder, you will see, I'm sure you're really practiced at this now, you'll see our graded assignments tab. Under the graded assignments tab, you can go down and you'll find the Antigone writing assignment. And I'm just going to open it right here. And we will open that up. Again, just walking through just in case you're having any kind of trouble opening up these files. I'm going to go ahead and hit the enable editing there just because that way it gives me a full screen, which I like. So, your Antigone paper, due this week. Originally due Tuesday, we changed the due date to Wednesday. So that is Wednesday the 30th. Please get that in by midnight. Use your quiz information. I've given you feedback on some of the quiz answers you gave. I've given you some feedback on your discussion board. So use that. Go back to the discussion board if you find that some of your colleagues have done some really good work there and you think you might want to use some of their ideas. Feel free to do so. This is a public forum like it would be in a classroom, but please give them credit. So if somebody's giving you a great idea, just give them credit. Put their name in a footnote. Go for it, right? So go back, reread the play if you have the time. You may not. Reread what you wrote at the discussion board. If I make comments either in the grading panel or in the discussion board itself, take a look. Look at what your colleagues have said, and then decide what kind of approach you want to take in your paper. I've suggested a few themes, if you will. One of the things you did at your discussion board was to take a look at both sides of the issue. When it comes to your paper, certainly use those ideas, but you take a side. Take one side or the other. Don't try to feel like you have to completely give both sides of the story or feel like you have to retell the story. You'll wind up spending a lot of time doing background rather than getting after your analysis, right? So try to pick a topic where you can take a position. For example, Creon often describes how his actions relate to his obligation to the city and to the people of Thebes. What examples can you find? What do these examples tell us about the way the city is portrayed in Greek tragedy? Many of you tried and did a great job of defending Creon. Why is he doing what he's doing? Why does he seem to be so stubborn? What kinds of responsibilities to the city does he think he has? Right? And so you give some great examples of that. The other thing you might consider, again, this would be a separate paper topic. Don't feel like you have to do all of these questions. What might the average theater goer in Athens take away from this play? What might he think is his relationship to the city, right? So we took a little bit of time on one of those quizzes to think about who's the average theater goer. So in Athens, the average theater goer, interestingly, is himself most likely a male citizen who has the ability to vote on, to debate, to discuss the laws of his city. So he's the lawmaker in a group. And what if a young woman was telling him, as a lawmaker, that the laws that he created were unjust? Right? Okay. So how does this play resonate in a democratic society in the city of Athens? Also, I have up here, is Antigone a traitor to her city? Is she a traitor? Is she a hero? You can look at it in more than one way. If she's a traitor, say how. If she's not a traitor, say why and how. No matter what you pick, and if you prefer, you can come up with your own thesis, and that's fine. Just find something that's narrow, and also find something that's doable, and something that allows you to use examples from the play to support your position. So, be able to support your position with examples from the play. Please write approximately 4 type double-spaced pages for this play. Please ensure that your essay has an introduction, have a beginning, identify the work under study. This is Sophocles' Antigone. Include the author and the topic and how this topic helps us explore the goals of the class. So, what is your approach? What is the play that's under examination? Go ahead and introduce it as though the reader had never read the play or didn't know what the assignment was. This will force you to be abundantly clear in your introduction. Be sure to have a thesis in this introduction. This will identify the question or the idea you're exploring and set out a roadmap, if you will, for your reader as to how you're going to proceed. So have a thesis and sort of a direction that you're taking us in. Try to have 3 points worth making, each with its own paragraph. Offer examples from the work to support your ideas. So offer examples from the play. Don't overquote. We'd rather read your ideas than reread the play. Demonstrate how your analysis supports one or more of the goals for this class. And we're specifically talking about the creative spirit goals, right? Those objectives. What's the origin of creativity? How does the creative spirit help us achieve transcendence? How does the creative spirit help to bring a community together? Right? All of those goals that you'll find on the Begin Here page, you'll find in the syllabus, etc. Pick one if you like, and just examine it. Finally, sum up your essay in a brilliant conclusion that reminds your reader of the main points that you have raised and convinces us to accept your interpretation. So this is a formal essay just based on Antigone. You do not have to do additional research beyond the actual play itself. Not at all. Have a thesis. Have something in mind about how this topic allows you to explore the goals of this class. Let's see. Have a well-organized paper. Have a thesis. Have 3 key points perhaps that you want to make. And use evidence from the play to support that. Demonstrate how your analysis supports one or more of the goals of this class. Try to focus maybe just on one. And then finally, give us a good conclusion that reminds us of the great points you've made and helps us to understand all the new information, all the conclusions that you're raising. You have on this outline as well just some general guidelines. Again, the suggested 4 pages in length is indeed a suggestion. If you go over, that's fine. If you're under, that's fine. Think about 1,000 words, give or take. Work on your writing style. Write it, edit it, spell check it. Have a friend read it. If your friend understands what you're talking about, great. If you don't have to explain too much to your friend, fantastic. If you find that your reader is not clear, needs you to explain more, then maybe it's time to revise. Plagiarism. Please read this selection on plagiarism. I've got a little example here from Schindler's List, a book you may have read in high school. Try not to plagiarize. When in doubt, cite your source. All right. If you have any questions, please holler. Please let me know. I'm in the office this afternoon. This is Monday afternoon, and it's almost 3 o'clock. I'm also in the office tomorrow morning. That's Tuesday. And on Wednesday morning, I'll have classes. But Wednesday afternoon, you'll find me here as well. So feel free to email or call. My phone number here at Newman is 942-4291. My extension is 2178. Thanks. Good luck. Let me know if you need any help.